Tonight at 10, a second teenager has died after shooting near a Maryland mall. The new details about the victims and the young suspect now accused in another shooting.
You are our real heroes.
Honoring their memory, world-class skaters come together in D.C., raising money for families impacted by January's mid-air crash. First responders slated to benefit too. We've got reaction from inside the arena.
And our weather has been cold this weekend. Will it continue into the start of a new work week? Stick around for my forecast coming up.
Sunday prayers for the Pope. Our neighbors hoping for Pope Francis' swift recovery as he remains hospitalized in Rome, checking in with parishioners on their message. And meal prep savings, the AI tool to cut back time spent planning your next dinner plate. A consumer report with cash in mind.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 10 o'clock on DCW 50. I'm Ben Dennis. We start tonight in Maryland. Police say a second teenager has died after a shooting near the Columbia Mall in Howard County just over 1 week ago. 15-year-old Blake McCrae has died from their injuries. 16-year-old Michael Robertson died on scene February 22nd. We're told the 18-year-old who was previously charged now faces upgraded charges. The suspect, Emmett Zia, also allegedly fired shots on Valentine's Day on Twin Rivers Road near Broken Land Parkway, but nobody there was hit. And check this out in D.C. The Stars and Stripes, red, white, and blue, raised high over Chinatown tonight ahead of the ice skating event at Capital One Arena to honor the lives lost in January's mid-air collision. DC Fire unveiled this tribute. They say that they're proud to honor those who were lost. It's been just 1 month since those 67 people died in the mid-air collision. The outpouring of support is continuing, including members of the local figure skating community. DC News Now's Dave Laval recaps tonight's Legacy on Ice.
Plenty of smiles, plenty of tears. Sunday's Legacy on Ice featured some of figure skating's biggest names as they took the ice here to honor the 67 victims of the mid-air collision over the Potomac River.
I really wanted to have something that everyone could remember.
Ilya Malinin did not disappoint. The reigning world champion figure skater from Vienna, Virginia, brought down the house as the finale in the Legacy on Ice program at Capital One Arena.
We remember them, and they will be forever remembered in all of our daily lives.
Current and former championship skaters paid tribute to the 28 members of the figure skating community who died in the crash, along with 39 others. Malinin is credited with organizing the event.
It's very something important to all of us as skaters and for all of us in the community.
The benefit not only raised money for the families of the victims, but also first responders and aviation professionals who responded to the tragedy. Those in the sold-out crowd appreciated the effort.
The performances were amazing, and it was amazing to see community coming together.
A moving tribute to the love and the joy and the camaraderie that this tight-knit community has.
U.S. figure skating is not ruling out a similar benefit following the March 25th National Championships in Boston. Monumental Sports, which owns this building, donated $200,000 to the relief effort. At Capital One Arena, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Thanks, Dave. All right, 10:04 live. Look at the U.S. Capitol. It's getting chilly out there. Scott Sumner, how's it looking?
Yeah, everywhere around the DMV, it is cold outside. As a matter of fact, we have a look at our temperatures over the next 12 hours here, and you can see they continue to dive down into the 20s. We're in the 30s right now here in the district, but we'll be in the lower 20s, middle 20s, and then eventually turning back into the 30s here once we get to the middle and I'd say mid to late morning period. So, with that being said, the morning checklist, it's easy to say that you need a hat and some gloves and, yeah, a winter coat for tomorrow. That's almost common sense, right? But no snow boots, thankfully, and, well, maybe some of you need a scarf, but most of you probably won't. That fire looks good, and that's going to be used tonight. If you have a fire in your house tonight, a fireplace, not a fire. If you have a fireplace, let me straight that. If you have a fireplace in your house, then, yeah, exactly. you want to be near that. All right, warming Tuesday, strong severe possible on Wednesday, and then blustery on Thursday. We'll talk more about inserting my foot in my mouth coming up in a little bit. Back to you, Ben.
We will warm up safely. Okay, thank you, Scott. New tonight in D.C. in Northeast at the Pie Shop, the restaurant and music venue on H Street. Their windows got smashed in again. The first incident happened just on Friday. They replaced their windows now for round 2. They say that they're calling on the city's Department of Transportation to remove bricks from storefronts, saying it's a, quote, failed design. Now to Montgomery County, a scary scene and rescue on Clara Barton Parkway near Cabin John Parkway. 2 cars reportedly went down a 40-foot embankment last night. Yikes. First responders say that 4 people were sent to the hospital. No word on what caused the crash. Good news, everybody's expected to be okay. Eyes remain on Pope Francis and his health tonight, which is reportedly stabilizing after a serious bout of pneumonia. Folks in the DMV gathered in D.C. to pray for the pontiff. Pews inside of the Basilica of the National Shrine of Immaculate Conception in Northeast were filled today for Mass at noon. There was also a rosary prayer. We spoke with churchgoers who are praying for his swift recovery.
I just thought it was so beautiful today, being in church and just hearing the way that everybody was keeping him in their prayers, just the way that he's a leader to the whole Catholic Church, and that we really look up to him and that we can now give back to him in our prayers.
The Vatican and doctors watching over the Pope say that there are many signs of improvement. Pope Francis was recently on a ventilator following a respiratory crisis, something doctors say today is no longer needed. I wish him the best. Virginia State Police back here at home will now assist ICE agents as they continue cracking down on illegal immigration. Comes as the Trump administration is working to fulfill those campaign promises, including increasing border security. Our Max Marcilla shares what the move in Virginia could mean for local communities.
ICE has made its presence in Northern Virginia known since President Trump took office in January. This video shared by the agency is from Chantilly. And while it did not make any arrests, these photos from Annandale show a time when it did. This operation resulted in 7 arrests, though only 1 person had a criminal record.
The community is frustrated, disappointed, is afraid.
Jorge Mendez, a Fredericksburg-based organizer, says he fears the deportation efforts are isolating the community. Christian Martinez with CASA has a similar fear.
Someone is a victim of a crime, and they don't have any status. They are less likely to ask for help.
Martinez says Prince William County's jail board had a similar agreement with ICE from 2007 to 2020 called 287G. He says it was a failure, and this executive order will harm trust between immigrant communities and law enforcement.
We already saw the concerns that local law enforcement had with 287G.
But Youngkin and Virginia State Police's superintendent say this is about safety. Youngkin saying in a statement, the action will make Virginia safer by removing dangerous criminal illegal immigrants from our Commonwealth, and they should not be let back into our communities to assault, rape, and murder. They should be sent back where they came from.
Max Marcilla reporting Governor Glenn Youngkin's executive order to team up with ICE also calls for training state prison officers to become designated immigration officers. You can read the full order at dcnewsnow.com. Meantime, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, they're getting a new headquarters in D.C. It's the USAID building. Our network partners at News Nation reports Border Control will take over the Ronald Reagan building, home to USAID for decades. The Trump administration put almost all of their staffers on leave worldwide and fired at least 1,600 U.S. staffers. And those workers at USAID were given just 15 minutes this week to clear out their office space after they were fired by Elon Musk's DOGE initiative. Our Basil John reports.
About 1,600 USAID employees lost their jobs as DOGE says it tries to get rid of waste in the federal government. The agency was the first targeted for elimination. Employees left the building that used to bear USAID's name in tears as they were forced to remove their belongings after the Trump administration gutted the agency.
This dismantlement of our work in less than 40 days is it's breathtaking. It's I can't even put into words how devastating it is.
Upset employees tried to restore that name, pulling tape off of a sign outside the office. The administration plans to terminate over 90% of USAID's contracts for humanitarian and development work around the world.
I love the work that we do. I really care about it. I felt like we made a difference.
Supporters offered cheers and applause as USAID employees walked out with suitcases and cardboard boxes filled with what they could take.
It's disrespectful to treat people who have served America so well in this way.
But California Republican Congressman Doug LaMalfa is encouraged by this direction from the administration and DOJ.
It's indeed flipping over rocks and find a lot of cockroaches scurrying away.
The administration says it's trimming the fat from the federal government.
While we have a sledgehammer, we also have a scalpel, and we're making sure we're doing a lot of these cuts with precision.
Other federal agencies are preparing for mass firings in their departments as well. The White House says they need to map out reduction in force plans by the fall. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
All right, developing now, President Trump is threatening to impose tariffs on Mexico and Canada as soon as Tuesday. He says the 25% tariffs are a response to fentanyl flowing into the U.S. Trump also says he'll double the 10% tariffs currently in place of Chinese imports. Economic analysts say we could see higher prices in the short term, but tells us not to be too worried.
I don't think people should be overly worried about this. I do think people should have some confidence in American business. Supply chains rearrange themselves. Businesses do not remain still. They change, they figure out, where can we get other things.
President Trump could change his mind. Just last month, he paused his tariff plan at the last minute after talking to the leaders of Mexico and Canada.